looks like it's some variant of Tempo Mage. Usually when you see Mad Scientist and Counterspell, and with an Azure Drake along with it, this deck's going to want to kind of move up the curve in a very smooth way. Counterspell is a unique choice, I think, given that Paladin is so popular. A lot of one-mana spells that really don't have a lot of consequence to it, but ideally they just want to have it brought out with the Mad Scientist and maybe just throw off your opponent's turn, like a very critical Consecrate or something like that.
Yeah. I did when I was making my way to Golden Mage. You know, towards those last 40 wins, you're just like, oh god, what deck do I want to play? Like, you're tired of playing Tempo Mage, tired of playing Freeze Mage because you played those for like hundreds of games already. So I tried out Secret Mage. I'm going to save you and everybody out there that's watching right now some time and tell you that Secret Mage
is broken.
It's great. No, it's bad. I don't want to say bad. Maybe I'm just bad.
Well, I've tried out a lot of Secret Mage decks. That's actually one of my... Kirin Tor Mage.
Okay, I want to get this straight here. Did you put every secret?
Oh, no.
No, that's what I mean.
Okay, you mean literally just every
Secret Mage.
Okay, well that's...
Not Mage with lots of secrets.
You're like the
Secrets
guy,
Mage.
You're like the guy who's like, I'm going to build a mech deck. And so you just put 30 mechs in it.
Mechs.
You're like, I need more room. There's too many mechs.
Yeah. No, Secret Mage is bad.
Okay, if you're going to play every single secret, well, sure, some of them work differently with other ones. You know,
Yeah.
Ice Barrier and Mirror Entity don't really have aligning goals.
Yeah.
It's very rare you see both those in the same build.
Yeah, but this is Tempo Mage, and Counterspell is an interesting choice. Counterspell can throw people off guard, especially against Secret Paladin. I realized when I threw Counterspell into my Tempo Mage against Secret Paladin, a lot of times they would kill the Mad Scientist, like with a Shield and Minibot, then muster for battle. And Counterspell, they wouldn't expect Counterspell, especially since, one, they don't expect it at all, and two, you don't realize right away that muster for battle is a spell. Like, sometimes it just doesn't think in your brain. You're just like, what the heck?
Just trying to throw them off.
Yeah.
And the element of surprise is a big factor in card games, and especially in Hearthstone. If you catch someone with a card they're not expecting at the right time, that can just outright win you a game.
Yeah, Leroy Faceless Manipulator. Like
out of the Hunter builds.
Yeah, well, this is a tough turn for Embry-Riddle. They can Knife Juggler, but it just gets traded into by the Mad Scientist. They might think about coining out their muster.
Yeah, I think with 2 muster for battles in hand, that's certainly something they're considering right now. I mean, playing the Knife Juggler into a Mad Scientist is a pretty bad feeling. I think it's a situation they're wanting to avoid. But something else they're struggling with is just what the right play is afterwards. You know, where does this road lead should you choose to take this muster for battle route? And I think it's the right one. Now, the problem with this is that they don't know where this leads for them. You know, Florida Gulf Coast can easily take some very aggressive stances in a position like this. You're opening up the muster battle to hero powers, but maybe that's not such a bad thing for you, for them to forego development. I really do think the muster battle is the best play, but they certainly wanted to play more on curve. They wanted to have Knife Juggler into those muster for battles and try to get the free value for it. Instead, that card's likely to be strained in hand for quite a bit.
Yeah, I love Unstable Portal. It's the greatest. I love Unstable Portal.
You're just like suffering.
For every Murloc Raider, there's like an Archmage Antonitis.
It's true. You just look at the hand.
Yeah.
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 What if you got the minions at the rate that you open them out of packs? How much worse would that card be?
Oh, you're saying so like not equal value. Like legendaries were just as rare from Unstable Portal as they were in packs.
Yeah.
I don't know if people would play that card.
Yeah, I think
actually, I don't know. There's a lot of really good commons. I think like the part about Unstable Portal that makes it good is like you're getting a creature for 1 less cost, but you're also activating cards like Flame Waker.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be 2 less cost or 3 less cost if you have Sorcerer's Apprentice. So I think it's a good tempo card regardless.
Unless you get Murloc Raider.
Yeah.
In which case, not a very good tempo card. But that's the cost of playing a card that can be extremely powerful, is that sometimes it will backfire.
Yeah, I mean, the Unstable Portal costs 1, and that Murloc Raider costs 1.
What about Stable Portal? You just choose a minion, add it to your hand, and it costs 3 less.
Stable Portal, give you a reasonably sized creature for a reasonable mana cost.
So that secret really going to make a difference in what this one is. It's not duplicate, and Embry-Riddle is just lost afterwards. You know, what secret could this possibly be? You know, are they thinking Mirror Entity? Are they thinking about Counterspell?
Ooh.
They get the word that it's not Mirror Entity, and what does that mean for them now?
It means they can't ever use Muster for Battle because that's usually, besides the coin and Divine Favor, the only spells that Secret... well, besides Secrets. But they don't have secrets right now, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
they need to draw a secret to check to see if it's counterspell or not. It may
Wait,
not
do we
be
even?
that.
This might even be just mid-range paladin. Do we even see secrets in the mulligans?
You know, that's a really good point that you just made. Is that this might not be Secrets Paladin. We've just always been assuming they are Secrets Paladin.
Yeah.
But with a Sludge Belcher in hand and the Outdoor Peacekeeper,
Well, this is almost the exact same hand that
Sure.
FGC had.
the point is it's
last
giving me the idea that it might not be. And Florida Gulf Coast, they're not going to mess around. They're just going to start pushing damage at this point, realizing they don't have a good way to check this Shield and Minibot in terms of tempo.
That's
And-
mid-range.
Yeah, with that anti-heal bot draw, this is definitely a mid-range Paladin. So this actually is a pretty good spot for them, considering that fact, because now I think they're very likely to just outscale the Mage deck. You know, if this Archmage Antonidas doesn't pick up a significant amount of fireballs, I think they're just going to be behind for most of the game.
Yeah.
In terms of card economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frostbolt's a pretty good pickup. It's a spell. It allows Florida Gulf Coast to kill off this Shield and Minibot if they so choose. They can Frostbolt face, and as long as one of the missiles hits this Shield and Minibot, they'll be able to kill it off, and also, you know, stop their creatures from dying next turn to the weapon. So, feels like a good play. Azure Drake on turn 5, that's not being immediately challenged, is pretty good as well, but I feel like that's not as much of a tempo play when you're playing a tempo deck.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Azure Drake, but it is directly challenged by the weapon. And
Oh yeah,
Shield
that's a
and
cog
Minibot.
hammer. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. It's,
so
it's not a light justice anymore.
you do get 4 points of damage out of it, and you get to draw a card, and you get a clunky card out of your
One's
hand.
out on me.
So I'm not sure which one of these plays actually works out better. It really is going to be what the approach they want for this game to be. And it looks like they're going with the TJ play. They want damage, damage, damage. And they missed both the juggles. Yeah, it's a disaster!
Oh no.
Yeah, I think you forego the attack here. I don't think you want that Shield and Minibot to be able to trade in any of your minions. Florida Gulf Close agrees.
Wah wah.
Just in time for the movie.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Embry-Riddle, the fact that they're playing mid-range Paladin again spells such a good spot for them. They have checked so much of the board position. Their draws are going to be much better on average than a Secret Paladin deck that has a lot of one-mana spells, a lot of early game dedication. This is the point of the game where if they start going unchecked, they're going to run away with it. But that Flamewaker is so scary right now. They feel like they need to play off curve. They think the taunt damage is just enough. And kind of looking at the board, I agree with them. I mean, how does your opponent profitably push through 7 points of taunt health when their play last turn was Flamewaker Frostbolt?
Wow. Mirror Image is a pretty fantastic pickup. There's not many. Or Arcane Blast.
Now, Arcane Blast is a pretty fantastic pickup. 1 mana for 4 damage is very strong from the tempo side of things.
And it's like 6 damage. You just don't get to control 2 of it.
Right.
It's actually 7 damage because one of it goes onto the Mana Worm.
And so looking at the board state, the Mirror Entity looks like a fantastic draw, but Embry-Riddle's got Consecration. The Mirror Entity is actually a trap in this spot. It will prevent them from making
Counterspell
plays.
up.
That is true. They do have what is likely to be Counterspell, given what we've seen so far. Flamewaker misses again, and so Florida Gulf Coast finds himself in a spot where they're facing down 2 1-health minions and no way to favorably trade into these.
Yeah. It's either Counterspell or Ice Block.
Could be Spellbender still.
Oh yeah, it could be Spellbending.
One's out on me.
That's the one. That's my favorite one because
Paladins don't even have a way to Holy Wrath, Hammer of Wrath,
Blessing of Might,
Blessing of Might. That's true.
Sale of Champions, Blessing of Kings.
Yeah.
Have you ever Blessing of Kings to Spellbender? It usually happens in Arena, but it's happened to me before, and
No.
I just quit.
Yeah.
was
It
like,
goes on to the Spellbender. You give your opponent.
Hey, you want a 5/7 minion? Here you go. Just take my card and do it. I'll get no benefit.
3 mana, 5/7. That's not strong.
Strong checks from Embry-Riddle.
Yeah. I think Florida Gulf Coast is in a lot of trouble here. I mean, with an Archmage and a Mirror Image, yeah, that's pretty good. But
They gotta
all
get
of a
to that
sudden, an
point
Owl
first.
or an Equality, and you only get 1 Fireball out of that, you haven't gotten Embry-Riddle nearly close enough to dead to try and burn them out with that card. So,
Yeah, this Outdoor Peacekeeper juggle is super important too. Really, regardless of which one it hits, it ends up beneficial for them. This allows them to push the extra damage. Florida Gulf Coast has to get something done.
that's so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, the Arcane Missiles, they could use it right now and get the value from the Azure Drake, the 1 extra damage. But they're staring at Archmage Antonidas. They really need these fireballs, I think, to end this game.
But can they wait till turn 9 to get double fireball?
I don't think they can. They don't think they can either. They're going for it.
Yeah, I think Arcane Missiles has to come out.
It's going to be on point, too. Hey, that's pretty gosh darn good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I would have preferred the Knife Juggler, you know, if you're taking orders, Arcane Missiles. But Eldar Peacekeeper is pretty good, too.
The first hit, I was like, oh, this Arcane Missile knows exactly where it wants to go. And then it came to its senses.
This Arcane Missiles wishes it was a Leroy Faceless.
Whoa, Dr. Boom drawn on curve for Embry-Riddle. I mean, you talk about disasters. This could be it for Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Dr. Boom.
Wow. They're going to choose to go with anti-Keelbot here and look for the juggle, maybe? This is really interesting to me. I mean,
Have they checked for effigy yet? Oh yeah, they killed a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yeah. They even said that it can only be Counterspell or Spellbender or Ice Block.
Yeah, playing very defensively here. I am extremely surprised they chose not to go with Dr. Boom in this spot.
They're worried about... I mean, they were at 16 health. I guess double Fireball.
Put you at 4, but then your opponent loses 2 fireballs, and then you play the
Well, they would have put them at 2 because they had a...
oh, you're right. The Azure. Well, they could just trade with the Azure Drake, can't they?
Yeah, that's true, especially since Dr. Boom gives 3 juggles. Because they had a Knife Juggler on board.
Yeah, I'm very surprised
really
by that.
defensive play.
Yeah, super defensive. And I'm curious if they're going to pay the price for this play. Aha! I mean, they have the Owl in their hands, so they can check the Archmage Antonidas in terms of it creating fireballs.
They might just...
Still a 5/7.
Ooh, they can't consecrate now. They needed to play them...
It's going to be a matter of whether or not Florida Gulf Coast can piece together the damage here. That's really what this game is spelling at this point. And whether or not this juggle is on point as well. If, you know, they have 2 chances to hit a juggle and trade in the Archmage, but do they want to be sacrificing those minions to take care of an Archmage Antonidas right now? And if they were going to, why would they silence?
That Shredder's really lonely all the way to the far right.
It certainly is.
For duty.
Ah, there we go. He's got a friend.
Got a friend in need.
It's Direwolf Alpha driving that pounded Shredder.
How does a Flame Tongue Totem drive it? That's what I want to know. It doesn't even have arms, man.
A Vitality Totem.
The Vitality Totem at least has a face.
Yeah, he does. That's true.
They're going to push damage. They say, Archmage, be damned. Push your 5 points of damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like 15, 16 damage from Embry-Riddle is available next turn. So they actually might have planned this spot, hoping that Florida Gulf Coast is going to attack face here. But if they don't attack face, I feel like at that point they've just given all the power to Embry-Riddle.
Yeah, I think Sylvanas is definitely the play. Sylvanas plus hit the face. You do have Counterspell up, so you're thinking like the only outs your opponent has is like True Silver. Because you think that you're protected against the consecration from the secret. But at the same time, there is a Knife Juggler up, so that could spell some bad things. There is only room for 1 creature on the board, but you could like trade in the Powdered Shredder. Actually, no, it'd be tough. So it's actually a really tough spot, knowing your opponent is 2 damage off. You really have to think about if it's worth the risk to just hit the face. And I think it is, because how else are they going to win?
Well, I agree with you. I think attacking the face is the first step here. But the other thing I'm looking at is there value to using Mad Scientist and just pinging the Owl? You know, just to have the extra threat of that minion in play. Or fireballs, like Fireball on, wow, they're going to face with the Fireball, and there's the Mad Scientist, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And with that True Silver draw, unless this is Ice Block, this game's over.
They haven't checked for Counterspell yet.
Still haven't.
It's Ice Block, oh no, disaster. Actually, we don't know that it's...
We don't know what it is yet.
We saw Counterspell in the mulligan, but we didn't actually check. Now we'll know for sure.
And it's not Ice Block. So, with that secret still up, Florida Gulf Coast drops this game. Embry-Riddle, the pressure from that Paladin deck went unchecked the entire time.